Good morning everybody, Calm Biker here, and it's about 6:20 on a Saturday morning. Essentially we are going to ride 1,000 miles in under 24 hours. Oh well, we're going to try our hardest to do that anyway. I've made my first error of the day. I just missed my turn off. That's a sign I really don't want to see. I know I'm going to have a wet seat later from the rain. I don't want a warm and wet seat now. There's the Angel of the North. I think we're nearly in Scotland, you know. This might be our iron butt scuppered. They've closed the A1 with no diversion set up, and it sent us back to England. This is somewhat frustrating. It is a 60 miles per hour road now, but we're only managing 30. See the sea again. We're going to have some catching up to do. People are actually now starting to turn around. Ah! Traffic lights. So this is your way around the A1, and they've decided to put roadworks on it. Sorry? Not too bad, but we've come past about 50 cars. I was talking whilst filtering then, and I didn't realise that I wasn't plugged in, so that probably went to music. But I was just saying that we've decided that because we've lost quite a lot of time now, we're going to get ourselves to Blackpool or maybe Liverpool area. Blackpool's one of our places where we're supposed to be getting a receipt, and then just have a look and see whether it's still achievable or not, or whether we'd end up either having to give up all our breaks, in which case we'd be potentially putting ourselves at risk. 24 hours of riding without a proper break is not a very good idea, really, is it? But we'll get to that point, because that's kind of the closest we get to home. Well, Liverpool, Manchester area, before making a judgment. And if we think it's still doable with a reasonable pace, you know, without having to absolutely gun it everywhere, then we'll carry on. And if not, well, we might have to make a decision to do it again another day. The biggest problem is that Tosh works 5 days on, 3 days off, and I work 5 days on, 2 days off. So finding a day when we've both got a day off is actually quite hard. It takes a long time before we get to the point where we've both got 2 days off in a row matching, because we need kind of 1 day off to do the ride and 1 day to recover before going back to work, which might push it back into next year, which wouldn't be so much fun. But we'll see. We'll see. And it's a bit of jeopardy for the video, isn't it? We've now left the most northerly point we're going to get to, which is Stirling, and we're heading back south again. And by our reckoning, we're a good hour behind where we want it to be, maybe more. It's well, it's hard to tell because my clock's wrong, but I think it's about 2:10, which would put us at nearly 8 hours in, and we've not even done 300 miles yet. So it's not looking good. We're going to try and make up some time, because a lot of the route now is motorway, so with any luck we won't get too much in the way of congestion. My remote control has stopped working. First time I've used it in years. I guess maybe the battery's just died. It used to last days on a battery, but maybe having not charged it for years, it's just dead. So I'm not sure if I actually managed to record the kelpies or not. I hope I did, because I kind of tried to press the remote control and then desperately stabbed away the camera trying to get it to beep in my ear. So I'm not sure if I saw them or not. Hopefully I did, and I'll be able to show you them, although somewhat briefly. So we're heading over Glasgow way at the minute, and then we're going to turn southwards back towards England with the aim of heading down to Blackpool, which is quite a run. We'll see. Oh, I'm not sure of the numbers. Tosh thought the next stop was Liverpool, which is about 240 miles. I think it'll be a bit further than that, so we're going to be stopping for fuel on the way, but hopefully we'll be able to make a bit of time up. Anyway, to save battery, I shall switch off again and catch up with you in a bit. I do like this road, even though it's a boring motorway. I do like it because it's pretty, but it's mainly because I used to work in Glasgow quite a lot. Hello, wind turbines. Used to work in Glasgow quite a lot, and I knew when I got to this point, but heading the other way, that I was nearly there. All kind of goes rurally and hilly. Lovely. we've just entered England again. I can see water. I'm not sure what water that is, to be honest. But we've just popped out of Scotland, back into England. And we're making decent time at the minute. Hopefully we're making a bit back. It's now about 3:15 in the afternoon, so we've been going for about 9.25 hours. And on my mileometer we're at 430 miles. So still touch and go, but I think a bit better than it was before. We are 15 miles away from our next stop, which is our last stop before Blackpool. So far, so good. I've got a bit of backache, but to be fair, I had a week away on the bike a few weeks back, and after the first day we'd done about 200 miles and I had about a similar amount of backache to what I've got now. I think being on motorways is better for backache because it's not as bumpy. Slight worry that throughout that week my backache got worse and worse until by the end of the week I was struggling to actually get on and off the bike. Still having fun, but certainly knowing about it. But I'm not at that stage yet. I'm kind of at the day one stage, so I suspect it'll get worse before this ride is over. But as long as I can manage it, I had 2 paracetamol about 4.5 hours ago. 2 ibuprofen about 2 hours ago, so I can have some more paracetamol at the next stop, and maybe some more ibuprofen at Blackpool. See if I can manage it through. Not feeling particularly tired. Not really feeling tired at all. Having said that, you know, I've got another probably well, no more than 16 hours. Sorry, 15 hours. So no more than 15 more hours on the bike. And at some point I'm going to have a decent length break. Anyway, I've got through 3 batches already. I'm not quite sure how. Clearly turning the camera to standby doesn't save as much juice as I thought it did, so I shall go back to standby to save as much as I can. We're taking a stand. We're not paying £1.49 for petrol. That's well, taking something and not our money. So we're going to risk it for the next 92 miles to Blackpool. Which we reckon if we can do by 6 o'clock, and it is now about 4 o'clock, so we can, then we'll be roughly at our halfway point with half the time gone. In fact, not even half the time gone, because we started at 6:20. So we're now heading off to our halfway point, and it looks like we might be going to salvage it. All depends then on how tired we get when it gets dark. It gets dark on a night at the moment about 9 o'clock, by which point we'll have been riding for over 12.5 hours, and we'll probably have I don't know, 9 or 10 hours of riding left to go.